Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camber TV's coverage of the Northwest Truck Series, sponsored by Walls Beard Co., Vote Vapes, The Hungry Dragon, Sasquatch Crossing, and some stuff. Tonight, these drivers come to the Auto Club Speedway for round 2 of the 2017 chase for the running of the Sarge's Place 150, 75 laps around this 2-mile Michigan clone, which I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but I believe Michigan was first. Joining me tonight in the booth is, as always, Donovan Johns and Katie Reed. How are y'all guys doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing pretty fantastic up here. You got me caught with eating some dinner while watching some racing. But watching these guys run around, it's exciting to see how these guys are going to control their tire wear. I'm interested to see who's going to hit the wall and who's not, and how much tail slapping we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited as well to get this going. This is the last race in the first round of the chase here, so everyone's gonna have to keep their nose clean here if they want to move on into it. And we do have everyone still available for a spot here. Mark Walls is really the only one that's been locked in so far, so it is up for grabs, and everyone's gonna have to try and stay clean.
Yeah, pretty much. Walls. All he has to do is just start tonight, and he is locked into the next round. Everybody else, it is fair game. Andrew Williams definitely going to have to win this race and hope that everybody else finishes way behind him, or else he will be eliminated, as well as Jeff Stab. Now, we do have the weather up right now. Katie, what's it looking like out here?
Actually, Dono has offered to do the weather.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was checking out the forecast we got going on here. High 70s degrees. Track is high 80s, going to be in the 90s here. We're looking at some really good racing. Relative humidity, kind of in the middle of the ground here. Low winds, going to be optimum to keep the engines just right amount of tape. And with this weather package on this track, again, we're looking at a lot of torn up tires early. They're going to turn into some really grippy fast cars and turn right into literal junk in about 25-30 laps.
Yeah, that's the general consensus with the drivers here. Right now, you're looking at Mark Walls on the provisional pole. Only two.
Yeah, it looks like Mark Walls does have that provisional pole. Wayne Hutchinson laying down an amazing lap time of 39.472. 1/100th of a second off of Mark's qualifying time. Looking down the field, William Fletcher is locked in at a 39.498. Sean Brightsman, Chad Barker, Mr. Twinkies ran out the top 5. Andrew Williams, our own version of Mr. Excitement, in 6th. A lot of really good competitive times looking all the way down the lineup. Basically, you've got 3/4 of the field within 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, I do want to point out I was watching quite a few drivers qualify here, and a good half of them blew their engine either immediately after completing their second lap or immediately before completing their second lap. For example, Andrew Williams got his first lap in, but blew the engine coming to the line on his second lap and wasn't able to get in a good time. Although someone like Chad Barker, who's right in front of him, completed his first lap, and I mean that engine popped right across the line. So these guys really pushing it here.
They're walking a very fine line tonight, which we will definitely keep our eyes on. As we know with Brightsman in the past and a few other guys, jumping right out of this, going right into into the races. Sometimes they have not traded over their full setups, so some of these guys may leave too much tape on. Be interesting to see how long they last.
And those guys are up in the chase, so they got to be careful about that.
Yeah, hopefully they the chasers, especially those like Gary LaViolette, Brian Barnes, and Dee Palmer, being as far back as they are right now, they do have to still finish at least 6 spots ahead of that 67 of Andrew Williams to lock themselves into the next round of the chase. Only the top 6 advance. Getting ready to get your grid up here. Gonna let a couple more trucks enter into the race session, and we'll run it down for you here briefly.
One thing we like. Go ahead. Looks like we got a lineup going on.
All righty, 29 Mark Walls on the pole yet again here. Wayne Hutchinson to his outside in that number 1 truck. William Fletcher going to start in the 3rd position. 4th went to Sean Breitzman. Chad Barker going to start in 5th. 6th went to Andrew Williams. D. Palmer 7th. Brett Johnson 8th. Jeff Stabnow 9th. And Carl Burke in the 10th position. Qualifying 11th is Nathan Little. Nick Kuhn in 12th. 13th was Gary LaViolette. Andy Vogt in 14th. 15th, Ryan Maines. Brian Barnes in 16th. 17th is John Ottenbacher. Last truck to take time, the 13 of Nicholas Bishop, going to roll off in 18th. And we're going to look, and I do not believe we have the other 2 in here gridding up. So I believe we only have 18 drivers here tonight for the start of this race. But that is your starting, actually the 427, Brandon Weinberg, rolling off on the outside of the last row in 20th.
Yeah, I believe Drew Lalonde has opted to become live admin for the race.
Yeah, he does that quite often, so not surprised to see that. Hasn't had the best season in the books here, and I think because of that, he's been a little bit more willing to be an admin towards the end of this season.
Magic.
Also,
But
sorry about that. I just wanted to make a quick note. Brian Barnes is also in the chase right now. He is trying to get into the 2nd round over at Texas next week. But another place he is in the points as a contender is the Rookie of the Year standings. He is leading Jeff Stabnow by over 2 races. So I'm pretty sure if he just completes this and gets a good finish here, he might lock it up this week.
And that answers my question from last week. The rookie points are based off of just regular scoring instead of adding in the chase points as well. But we are rolling around the field. Pace car has them on the parade lap, getting ready to come down to the green flag on the front stretch here. Like I said, ones to watch out for, that 68 of LaViolette, the 4 of Barnes, 23 of Palmer, the 24 of Stabnow, and the 67 of Williams. Those will be the drivers to watch so they can lock themselves into the 2nd round, hopefully by the end of these 75 laps here tonight.
I'm going to be keeping my eyes on that 28 truck. I think through practice and what's going on, I think he's going to be definitely on the move. And sitting right behind that 29 truck, I think that Haviland Chevrolet is going to want to move and go.
All right, we got pace car rolling the field through turn number 4. Going to come down to the safety of the pit lane here momentarily. And we're about to unleash these 19 drivers on the Auto Club Speedway. Walls has command of the field. We're waiting for it. And green flag is in the air. We're underway for the Sarge's Place 150 here at the Auto Club Speedway.
It looks like Mark Wall's got a massive jump, able to get out to the lead there, but we've got a battle for 2nd already. The 1 of Wayne Hutchinson side by side with the 28 of William Fletcher. William making a drive down here towards the end of the season. Looks like he's going to easily take that 2nd position.
From last few years of watching William Fletcher, I've known him as a little bit more of a clutch driver. This is definitely a clutch position, and I think he's going to take it with a good grain of he lost the word for it. He's going to assault it. He's going to be all over it. I can't word. I'm sober.
It's all good. We caught you drift, man. We caught you drift, and it looks like everyone's settling into the race right now. The 53, though, side by side with the 7 drifted up the track just a little bit, and the 53 of Carl Burke had to back out there, and he's now losing a couple positions.
Yeah, Nick Coonan at 19 going to take over that position. We have a caution in the back of the pack.
Nicholas Bishop.
Ooh,
hit the wall.
Heavy into the wall. Probably got on the apron. No, he got turned by the 089 of John Ottenbacher.
Cuddle machine wanted to cut a little too close.
No, 13 got out the gas. Might have tapped the brake a little bit, and Ottenbacher had nowhere to go on that one.
Yeah, it looked like the 13 might have gotten loose a little bit there, drifting up the track. 089 not expecting that, was going for a position and just gave him a little bump. And that's all she wrote. No one else involved in that. Good to see. Single car incident.
Yeah, always good to see that, but we are under our first caution here, working lap 3 out of the scheduled 75. So pretty rocky start, but William Fletcher, the big gainer on that last restart, up 2 positions to the second spot. Biggest loser, Wayne Hutchinson so far, dropping those 2 positions back to 4th.
Yeah, but Wayne impressed me a little bit. He actually only practiced 10th fastest on the track and qualified second, so he jumped up from practice there. So he is about where he was mid-practice, so doing a great job hanging in there. And not too many picking up spots. It's been pretty even throughout the start of this race.
Yeah, looking at the pit entrance, we do have the 42 of Nathan Little coming down, leading the 68, 17, the 089, and the 427 down the pit lane.
Yeah, Ford Brian Barnes going to pick up a few spots here, staying on the racetrack. Reminder, he is in the chase, so he's looking to gain as many spots as possible. He does normally start at the back of the field. This is not a surprise to see him so far back. And he normally ends up coming up through the field and getting a good top 5 finish. So he'll be looking to do that again here today at Auto Club. Try to make it into the next round of the chase.
Yeah, Brian Barnes, one of my favorites to watch because all of a sudden something's going to happen and he's sitting 5th.
He's been able to do it all year. That's why he got into the chase. 11 top 10s out of the 16 races so far. He only has a 6-point advantage over 8th place. Just a 1-point advantage over 7th. So he's definitely got to finish ahead of Stapp now and Williams in order to try and push to the second round of the chase. He is tied with Dee Palmer in the standings right now, 14 markers back for Mark Walls. So Dee Palmer on the verge of being eliminated as well so early in the chase.
Yeah, take note though, right now we have Gary LaViolette all the way back after making that pit stop in 15th, and Andrew Williams up in 6th. So that's good separation for Andrew. That's exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, 7 points. He's got 2. He would have a 2-point advantage over LaViolette right now. Stapp now 2 positions behind LaViolette. Right now, technically, LaViolette would be eliminated from the chase if the race was to end right now. Please do.
Yeah, they are very close in points, so giving you any names to lock in just is not going to happen. So we're going to try and keep you guys updated throughout the race after this first caution. We've only had 3 green flag laps here. Hopefully they can get a long green flag run in, as these guys can have pretty exciting green flag pit stops when they're available, but we'll see what kind of racing goes on. But for the most part, you look down the chart and pretty much everyone's held their own position. I see a couple of drivers mixed up in the top 5, but the top 5 is the same as when they first started. So doing well up front.
I'm liking watching Brian Barnes here. He's definitely taking an alternative line around pacing.
And trying to keep the heat out of those tires, even though they only had a handful of green flag laps on the tires. The heat didn't really get built up all that much, but probably just enough to knock off the fresh sticky feeling that you get on a new set of tires. Ugh.
I'm just picturing that fresh sticky feeling.
Oh man.
Yeah, and usually 3 laps at speed is going to be enough to chop that off. So being able to manage and maintain whatever you do have left, if you can get that, just even if it's one additional corner to be an advantage to get around somebody, you gotta find it.
I know from experience. Well, lights off pace car right now. I know from experience here, that bottom lane does work a little bit in the turns, in 1 and 2. But if you hit turn 2 wrong and got a little bit too much wheel into it, you're going to see pretty much what the 13 did and get loose, trying to get off from center off. So be on the lookout for that, especially with that 46, Mr. Apron up there in Brightsman. Have Apron, will find.
ET find apron.
Yeah, I do want to update you guys on Nicholas Bishop, by the way, at the back. He is the driver that brought out this caution. He has indeed used his fast repair, so the 13 of Nicholas Bishop is going to be without that kind of mulligan here in his back pocket for the rest of the race.
Will. That's not going to be good for him.
Nope. This is one of my favorite types of the race right here is when everyone's starting to come up bumper to bumper, lining them back up, getting ready to go green. Early caution. These guys are feeling the anxiety. We've got 70 plus laps still to go. 69 plus laps. So man, this is going to be wearing on these guys.
Yep, pace car back off yet again, ending the caution period. Mark Walls down and away. Big jump as always. Green flag back out into the air.
Yeah, I tell you who timed that well was the 18 of Chad Barker back here. He's almost going 3 wide for a moment with the 1 and 67 back there. Up front, it looks like the 29 got clear as well as the 46 going around the 28 of William Fletcher. But back here is the battle for 4th right now. Chad Barker looks like he's going to get clear.
Yeah, Wayne Hutchinson just not getting good restarts here tonight.
Look at Stab now sliding through the field as well, right behind that pack.
Andrew Williams to the inside of Chad Barker in the turn right here. That is the battle for 4th. Williams had to get out the gas a whole ton. He's going to fall back into the clutches of the 1 and the 24, maybe 3 wide on the front stretch, almost.
It looks like the 24 wanted to go to the middle lane, but thought better of it and backed out a little bit.
And those are chase racers. I mean, those 4 right there from the 1 to the 23, all of them are in the chase, but they do have their fast repair left, so they can kind of dictate their own race right now, and hopefully they're there at the end. 24 to the inside at 67.
Yeah, he is driving with a head of steam.
He really is moving up through the field pretty well. He has gained 2 positions so far, going for his 3rd, trying to pass Andrew Williams here for the 6th position.
Now looking back here,
checking through the field, looking toward the back, Gary LaViolette is doing his thing with Ryan Maines and the Ford truck of Brian Barnes. They are having a good little run, trying to slice and dice, hold position. Ooh, Maines in 17 getting a little loose and wobbly.
Yeah, looks like we got a battle brewing up here. The 28's floating on back to the 18 and 1. Wayne Hutchinson taking the inside from the 18 as the 18 really caught the 28 through that backstretch. And, 18 moving up, almost getting the wall there. Got to be careful as they are going to log some laps here. The 1 not able to complete that pass, going to lose some time there. The 18 is clear, but I absolutely don't believe he'll shut that door. He's just not that type of driver, not with Wayne Hutchinson.
Now, Wayne's a good gentleman driver. It's fun to race with him and to watch how he handles traffic. Other drivers, they're going to run you hard. Other drivers, they're going to run you clean.
and
update
back.
up front. I just want to point out up front, we have our leaders. The 46 of Sean Brightsman is starting to catch the 29 of Mark Walls, but for now, they're a few car lengths apart, so we're going to stick to this battle back here between the 18-24, and it looks like the 67's trying to catch him.
Yes, Chad Barker just put a little bit of a bumper on Hutchinson, let it off, and all of a sudden the 24 sensed blood in the water, and he stuck his nose down there to try to take a bite.
Yeah, there he goes to the inside of the 18. Stab now looking to pick up that 5th position. 18 fighting hard on the outside. 24 has a little bit of momentum coming off of the turn. They're going to drag race down the back straight. Meanwhile, right behind him, Andrew Williams looking to see if he can try and capitalize on these two racing each other pretty decently. The 24 kind of pushed up a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
On board with the 67 Hungry Dragon Chevrolet. Looking at this battle in front of him.
Oh, man. That 24, he has just got a ill-handling rear end on that truck from time to time. And Chad Barker put a little heat. Oh, there it was. A little bit of love.
And there goes the 67 right around him. Andrew Williams going to gain another spot. Here comes Dee Palmer in the 23 Sarge's place, race-sponsored truck.
Yeah, I see T.
underneath the
Palmer
18.
as almost a Matt Kenseth type of racer where he's very chill and he normally doesn't start all the way up front, normally starts somewhere mid-pack in the back, and he just somehow cruises up and gets consistently good finishes.
I like how Wes and I are both, ooh, ah! As even just the slightest bumper touch.
Oh, here
18
comes the
is
28.
getting love all over.
28 got out of it, had to lose so much time, was loose off the corner. That gave up the spot to the 1 and the 24.
Yeah, Fletcher starting to feel the effects of these tires wearing out, falling back to the fifth position, excuse me. Going to try and retake the 4th position, heading to the inside of the 24. Looks like they're going to drag race it through the turn. Meanwhile, everybody behind him is loving it, starting to gain a little bit of ground. And
Yeah,
they're
worth
still
noting
side
the
by side.
42 is on fresh tires compared to these guys. He did come down the pit lane on that first caution, so 4 fresh tires behind them. He's made up a couple spots.
Yeah, 42 was the first truck to come off of pit lane under that yellow. He is taking
28 out of whack again.
Yep.
Sorry about that. And he is just not getting these corners down. Ooh, as he put some laps on these tires. Almost 3 wide. Brett Johnson getting into the mix. Haven't mentioned him much tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see Brett Johnson. He's got that. Oh man,
3 wide.
Yeah, your heart just takes a beat real quick, and LaViolette is just on a roll as well. These guys coming from the back save their tires and are just starting to freight train some of these guys who are up in the front.
Yeah, 68 pit as well, right behind the 42. So
Ooh,
still
3
3 wide. Yeah, the 53 of Carl Berg right in the middle.
Carl.
It just looks like the 28 just can't stay.
Oh,
And
he's in
there
the
he goes
wall.
into the wall. Going to be able to stay off of it. 19, Nick Kuhn. 4 of Brian Barnes going to be able to get by. That moves the 28 to 14th position. Already moving on back.
Fletcher here is trying to show us what a rock does in water.
Yeah, something like that. In the meantime, up front, just checking back in on our leaders. The 29 of Mark Wall still cruising, has led every lap of this race so far. His teammate right behind him, the 46 of Sean Breitzman, slowly gaining on him, was within about 0.2 of a second, has lost a little bit since then, but they've been a steady under half a second between each other.
Yeah, right behind him, Wayne Hutchison at number 1 for Dog Bear Racing. The only buffer between the leaders and their teammate in the 24 of Jeff Stabnow, running in the 4th position right behind him. And Andrew Williams going to round out your top 5 for right now. Let's see at the line if these leaders have gained any on these guys back here. He sure has, about 0.4 of a second added to Mark Walls' gap on 3rd place.
Ooh, 42 mixing it up with the 7, got loose a little bit. Had to drift on back, and that gives the inside to the 53 of Carl Burke, able to keep it down there. Looks like the 42 will have the drive up off.
Yeah, Carl Burke definitely one of the drivers who, when you're around him, you want to give him as much respect and space as you can. In that Atlas Finishers Chevrolet, he will definitely be one to not give you as much room as you would want in a normal race.
He likes to share his pain a lot.
Oh,
Just
yes.
a little bit. He's just being friendly, that's all.
Yeah.
When you have a good-looking truck and you just want to help other guys' trucks look a little better.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly.
Just taking notes while Carl Burke's challenging the 42, trying to trade some paint with him. The 42 of Nathan Little. He is a new addition to the Dog Bear Racing team. He's been there for just a few weeks. Good to see him get settled into a team, and that truck paint scheme's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and Nathan Little here loves to be called Chicken Little, and he's got the Chicken Little race team. Started iRacing not long ago just so he could learn how to circle track race, and picked up real-world circle truck racing. So he's here getting experience on what cars do over long runs and trying to transition that into his real-world racing career.
That's one way to do it.
All right.
And we wish him luck, because that sounds like a great adventure. And it looks like, unfortunately, right now, losing some time. 53 was able to get past him, and now the 68. The 68 and 42 again were the first drivers off of pit lane. 68 able to make it into the top 10 now.
And we did have an exchange near the front. The 24 of Jeff Stadnow has gotten around the one of Wayne Hutchinson for third spot. But they have broken away from fifth position. Andrew Williams leading a 7-car snake.
Oh,
down the
sorry,
front straight.
089 guys. John Ottenbacher turned onto the front stretch in the grass. Looks like he's just now going to make it into the pit lane.
That's going to keep the track green, and he's going to go seek the service of his digital crew.
Yeah, nothing to it. Just got loose.
Behind that 7-car snake that I just mentioned, Brian Barnes, a little off the pace, about a little over 7 seconds. Oh, 53, Carl Burke-Recken on the front straight. Caution on the racetrack. Big junk.
Yeah, he just got loose as well. Unfortunately, the 42 got a piece of that.
Oh yeah, he got a little bit more of a piece. He got him
They cleaned
a
him.
little halfway of a bucket right there.
Oh man, well that's gonna hurt. Unfortunately, he's going to lose all of that time, but he does have a quick repair, and I can't imagine he's not going to use that this time, as it looks like a couple of these drivers a little confused with the pace car coming out of pit lane here, but they'll get caught up, and we absolutely expect everyone to come in here.
Yeah, it was a good solid run, just about 14 laps on these tires, and like we mentioned at the top of the show, they only want to run these things for around 25, 30 laps, kind of shorten the fuel run a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about halfway through a run here, so that's about when they'll bring it into the pits, and it's good to see the 68, Gary LaViolette. He took those fresh tires on that first caution and has gained some positions because of it, and he's now up to 9th, so a good call by him, able to move up through the field with everyone having a little older tires than him.
Now from here, if we go green after we drop the green flag here next time by to restart, they should only have to come down and pit one more time.
But we know they're going to pit several times.
Now, even with the 25, you know, if they break it at 25, 50, we're going to go back to green with less than 50 to go.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. I expect everyone to do 4 fresh tires, and it looks like the 24. Look at Jeff Stabnow making it up to the 3rd spot coming into pit lane. The top 3 are held by a Wicked Chassis. While these guys are coming into pit lane, do want to announce the 13 of Nicholas Bishop will receive your lucky dog.
That'll leave the 089 of John Ottenbacher, your only truck on the lap down side of things. As Brightsman's down and away, here comes Walls. I believe Brightsman's got him.
And 67's got the 24.
Yeah, Brightsman, I think, just got him at the line. Very impressive stop. It was, according to our data, about 6/10 of a second faster than Mark Walls on that pit stop there. Very well done by the 46 team, and the 67 out in front of the 24. So a couple of spots exchanged on pit lane here.
Someone drug test that pit crew.
Right.
Sounds about right. William Fletcher wanted to check in on him. He lost quite a bit of positions through that green flag run. He has made his pit stop and up to 12th. So we'll see if he can recover after getting a great start in the 3rd position. Has lost about 9 spots since then. We'll see if he can recover here.
Look down the pit stop times and look at some of the pit stops these guys had. Andrew Williams, 13.2 second pit stop. Same as Wayne Hutchins. And Nick Kuhn, also 13.5.
I need to hire their pit crews when I'm doing my races.
Right? Who can help me Saturday? I need some help.
Right? You gonna fly me out? I might.
Right? On it. Wait. No.
So close, and yet so
I don't
far.
fly anyway.
Right?
This bird's grounded.
Oh, I do want to mention, guys, we have had our first DNF of the race. Carl Burke has pulled it into the pits and decided to hang his helmet.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
No.
I wonder. He didn't pit that first time, so he had his fast repair. I'm just wondering if maybe he was kind of demoralized by that wreck and just decided to call it. Being this late in the season, it'll happen every now and then. We'll get a driver that's just kind of done with with things, especially throughout the season when you have some rough times.
Yeah, Burke falling short of making the chase, that didn't help the situation either. So
He's had a hard year.
he has.
A couple of drivers come to mind when I think of hard years, and one of them is not here tonight. Unfortunately, Kip Leo is not
Yeah.
Oh
present.
my
He's had
gosh,
a
yeah.
rough season, and the only reason why I keep mentioning that is because he is such a good guy and such a good driver that it was just kind of really surprising that he's just had so much bad luck. And I guarantee you, probably 90% of the wrecks he was in were not his fault. And unfortunately, that's kind of happened to a couple of drivers here this year. So, that's just the way it goes. And either way, we're going to go back to green here as the pace car turns its lights off, and the 089 going to take the wave around. So we'll see John Odenbacher trying to win the lucky dog next time by. We're going to go green here. Wes, what do you think's going to happen here? You think Mark might be a little aggressive on this start?
Well, I mean, I don't think he has a choice, to be honest with you. But hopefully the 46 does what he does to the field, uh, you know, 10 times out of 10 when he's out front, and just go ahead and smash it when nobody else is expecting it and hop out to a good lead and, go on that. I'll be interested to see the exchange between the 67 and the 29, though, if they get near each other.
Yeah, I would think that the Williams would be right up on the bumper of that 46, eating that Walls-Beard Company tailgate, and just trying to get ready to sense that throttle acceleration and to be on it, and not let the two teammates on his high side get that spot in front of him.
Of course, team communications and all that too. But here we go, pace car.
46 is a jumper too. He likes to accelerate early, so let's see what he does. Oh, he's lagging back.
Yeah, lagging back, trying to hold up the bottom line, and there he goes.
Accordionate that, from about 6 cars back, and then take off.
Yeah, anywhere past that third row was just a nightmare on that restart.
Didn't get as good a jump as the 29 normally does, though. So, of course, 29, one of the best restarters in the series. But everybody's going to funnel in pretty much where they restarted at the 67, under fire from the 24, down the back straight. Here comes the 24 to the inside of Williams. Battle for third.
Yeah, the 24 going to dive it into that corner, and doesn't look like he's barely going to be able to hold it. There he goes. Finally gets those tires to grip into the racetrack here. Going to carry some speed up off in the battle for third. We'll be neck and neck at the line. Look how close they are. I think it was the 24 at the line. It was.
No.
By just a little bit.
Yeah, 24 pulled third by just 0.009 is what I just read.
Our scoring must be off.
It was close.
I'm unofficial.
It was a little close there.
Williams is driven back around the high side, and D. Palmer just watching these guys saying, wreck it, wreck it.
D. Palmer moving up through the field, looking good here tonight, trying to put on a showing to guarantee himself a spot in the next round of the chase, though the 67 not giving up here, getting a little challenge from that 24, but just not backing away.
These dog bear cars right behind him, they're both looking for a way to get around the 67 and the 24. D. Palmer's like, I'll just go ahead and pick the low line.
Yeah, 67 got out of whack just a little bit there. He's going to lose that third position for now, but he's going to battle back on that high side. As they do, our leaders are getting ever so close to a battle here up at the front.
Battle for that 67's not done yet. Heading to the inside of that 24. Almost had it underneath. but he's going to be under fire from the 23 as well. D. Palmer all over the back end of that 67, heading off into one.
D. Palmer not looking like he's going to settle. He wants to race. Meanwhile, looks like Wayne Hutchinson has realized that these guys are probably going to take each other out. He backed up about 4 or 5 truck lengths.
They are running very close right now, and that's a testament to the competition level in this series. They've always had really good battles around these positions here. Even if someone does get out in the lead, I mean, these guys are always battling back here.
Yeah, they're not done yet. Andrew Williams cutting it really close with that 24. Going to lose a little momentum, push up the track just a smidgen coming off of turn number 2. And D. Palmer trying to take advantage of that. Not even a quarter of a truck length off of the rear bumper to 67, heading off into turn number 3.
Yeah, when watching these guys' lines, trying to see who's going to use it up and who's going to be able to have something here. The way they were driving and attacking these corners, 67 is trying to find an early entry, find a little bit of advantage. 24 is coming in on a late entry. Definitely interesting to see who's going to use it up.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's starting to spread out just a little bit here. Just a little bit, as they're about even between each other, all the way back to the 7 of Brett Johnson, 9th in line. Looks like these guys are just trying to log a few laps here.
Yeah, a little bit of separation between the majority of these drivers out here. The biggest thing is between 3rd and about the 7th position, how close they are, bringing the 8th and 9th place drivers of LaViolette and Johnson closing in on the rear end of this train up front. The worst chaser right now on the track, Brian Barnes back in 12th, that number 4 popsicle machine, mired back in traffic right now.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried. Normally he puts down pretty good practice speed, so we can expect him to move up through the field from a not so stellar qualifying effort. But this week he did not have fast practice speeds. I'm a little worried about that. Brian Barnes might be in trouble here as we go to about 43 laps to go.
D. Palmer just made a power move around Andrew Williams and brought the one truck with him. D just kissed the apron, wiggle walked it almost halfway up the track, caught it and dove it down underneath the 67, while the 18 is now playing bumper tag with the one truck.
Yeah, this ain't Daga, boys. You don't need no bump drafting.
Look at the drive that 18 had, and the one had to check up. I think the 18 was expecting a wreck there. Chad Barker missed last week after being out of town, but he's back. Chad Barker is absolutely back.
Yeah, big, he's pretty much got a parachute going right now. 68 LaViolette is caught up to the rear end of the 18. Now, they are teammates, and Barker is not in the chase, so I would expect him not to run LaViolette as hard as he normally would. But we're also talking about Chad Barker here.
Chad is definitely, when he puts his helmet on, all he sees is just right outside of his visor. I don't think he's got too much thought of what's around and behind him. He just wants to go forward, fast forward.
Yeah, you could almost be talking about the 67 as well, as Andrew Williams moves down to the low side, trying to pass the 1 of Wayne Hutchinson. Wayne trying to keep it steady throughout this race. Qualified 2nd, is now back to 5th, and with the pass of Andrew Williams here, maybe 6th, is Andrew trying to drive off the corner and get that run, but not quite able to do it. That high side out of 2 will get you a little bit better run onto the backstretch here.
Yeah, if you're going to make a pass, you've got to get into that corner well and then basically slide block out the truck behind you and eat that track up and try to get a launch.
Yeah, I can think of a few drivers that are not shy about doing that, but Andrew Williams will try his best to be clear before he almost slams the door sometimes. So just got to be careful here. Know who you're racing. The 1 of Wayne Hutchinson is probably the best a driver can come here, and that's just worth driving clean for.
and one attempting a crossover off of the corner there. He's to the left rear wheel well of the 67. Side by side, Andrew Williams not liking that middle lane. Ooh, little push up from the one. But good situational awareness out of all drivers there. Looks like Hutchinson's going to reclaim his top 5 spot right now.
Yeah, Gary LaViolette trying to come and insert himself into this battle right now.
Yeah, and this is not what Andrew Williams wants to see.
Oh man, that one truck moved up and the 18 just dove underneath. Chase driver? Who cares? Let's go to the front.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, really. 18, Chad Barker is not a chase driver, and he's showing it a little bit here. Probably willing to risk a little bit more than other people.
That was a wonderfully driven loose truck.
Yeah, worth mentioning up in front of these guys, as we stay focused on this battle, the 23 of D. Palmer has moved away from them. He's about 6/10 in front of these guys trying to catch our leaders. Not going to work.
Oh,
Ooh, 67.
He's
lost it a little bit under there.
His tires are done.
Yeah. I think a couple of these drivers are, give them about 10 more laps, and these drivers will really be crying for some tires.
Yeah, just at the halfway mark in the race, so your leader at halfway coming off of turn 4 is Sean Breisman in the number 46. Mark Walls in second, Jeff Stabnow third, D. Palmer fourth, and Chad Barker currently holds the 5th position.
This right now is my favorite time in these big tracks. Right now, you're having everyone going yo-yo. You're going to cool your tires.
68 washed up in the corner, almost took out the 67 of Andrew Williams. That was so close. I don't know if we got it, but that was incredibly close, and that could have completely ended the night of the 67 truck. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh, no. That's the best part, because right now you got guys pushing hard. They're burning up their tires. They're losing it. They're slowing down. Their tires get cooled off, and they make an aggressive while the 68 tail slaps the wall. It's the funnest part of racing here. You're going to see cars going backwards, and all of a sudden they're going to slingshot forward while someone else is going backwards, and it's Dodge car at its finest.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is the point in the race where the driver's skill comes out the most, because it's not everyone's even on all good tires. You know, you've worn your tires, you're focusing on your skill, you're trying to keep that truck under control, and this is really when it gets interesting.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
It's the 18. He's sliding the back of that truck, trying to catch the 23 of Steve Palmer.
28 around on pit lane. William Fletcher loose off of turn number 4. Looks like he's going to get it down in a way. No caution out.
Yes, same thing that happened to the 13 of Nicholas Bishop. He got a little loose, and then someone from behind gave him a little bit of a bump to clean him out. That was the 68 of Gary LaViolette, clearly not on purpose, but that brought the 28 onto pit lane. Worth mentioning, our leaders have changed. Mark Walls has passed the 46 of Sean Breitzman, was starting to catch him by a lot, and made an easy pass into turn 1. It looked like the 46 just gave up the spot, not willing to battle it out, trying to keep their lead over third place, their teammate, who is about 2.5 seconds behind him.
23 just got a little loosey-goosey there, and 18 had to take an evasive dive and is making the pass.
And Barker up to 4th now. D. Palmer sliding back to the 5th position. Wayne Hutchinson right behind him, though, in that 6th position. Barker.
That's what I'm talking about. You drive it hard because it sticks, and all of a sudden it's no longer there.
Yeah, I think as the driver behind someone, you don't want to see the numbers on the side of their truck. It's probably for the best for both cars. But I'll tell you what, Chad Barker, if anyone's going to try and save a truck, it'll be him. He does a great job in this series.
Yeah, we're running about the same amount of laps as we did in that last green flag run that we had. So these tires are pretty much donezo. We're going to be seeing a lot of trucks try to come down here in the next, I'd say the next 10 laps.
Oh, they won't make it 10 laps, not these tires.
Well, that's only going to put their window at about 18 laps.
If they make it 10 more laps, I would be impressed.
Ooh, 18.
Right?
Didn't have it in the corner there. One at Wayne Hutchinson.
Oh,
Easily going to make the pass.
Shut the door on the 7 truck of Brett Johnson. Brett Johnson had to gracefully get off the gas.
It almost got to a point where the 67's like, okay, you know what? I'm in the chase. I'm not gonna help anyone anymore. It's past halfway. We've got about 31 laps to go. We're good.
Oh,
67.
He's got it. He's got it.
Who was talking about pit stop soon?
Say what?
Oh man, that 67 able to hold on there. Andrew Williams, luckily not going to lose any positions other than to the 7 of Brett Johnson. Up in front of him, a battle going on between the 23 and the 1. Wayne Hutchinson still trying to make his way back up to where he initially qualified and started this race. Just trying to make his move and bide his time.
Yeah, he's in a good position right now. He's pretty much solidified into the chase. As long as he can run top 10, he'll be good to go. D. Palmer, on the other hand, him, the 67 and the 68 and the 4, those are going to be the ones when it gets down to crunch time here with about 20 to go. Those are the ones that you're definitely going to want to keep a even closer eye on, as D. Palmer running the middle lane, getting passed by the 18 of Chad Barker.
But that 18 is so sideways. Almost every other corner he is sideways, and man, that is impressive.
Check out the laps on the 7 truck. He is not as loose as all these other guys are. Sure, they're advancing and backing up, but he's kept that truck real clean as an 089.
Oh, 18 round. Yep, Barker's coming back onto the track. Here comes the caution. Didn't hit anything yet.
Yeah, that is the caution everyone needed. Unfortunately, the 18 did not want to be it, but he did keep it clean. You're right, Wes. He's gonna be able to get it going again, and this will absolutely bring everyone in, and they can make it from here on fuel. They can absolutely make it here on fuel.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good run, and I did not see 10 laps coming at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if the next 5 we would have had someone from the top 10 come in here. It was getting close, and Chad Barker able to catch that truck in time to stay in 12th. So Chad Barker losing about 6 or so positions on the track there after that spin.
I gotta say, the 10 and the 17, Andy Vogt and Ryan Maines have been an absolute non-factor here tonight.
Which is odd lately.
Yeah, which is off, because normally they're up there battling, and normally battling together, but unfortunately they're battling each other in the back of the pack.
And that's always the saddest part with the 10 and 17 combo, is that they run well, they will get toward the front, but they're always next to one another, and somehow they find each other in not the fun way.
Well, yeah, they're great together, and they always run together, but they either run well together or they don't run well together. It's one way or the other. It's rare that you'll see the 17 up and the 10 back, or the 10 up and the 17 back. They are almost always together, and that's not such a bad thing. It's just like you said, if someone spins, the other one 9 times out of 10 is going to go with them.
Exactly. Yep. Bless their hearts. I try to be a big supporter of them, but oh my god, it just makes me cry every time.
Yeah, you hate to see a teammate take out another teammate. That's probably the most heartbreaking thing to watch. But either way, speaking of teammates, the top 3 are all from the same stable. Wicked Chassis bringing it in. Every single one of these trucks should pit here, absolutely. And while these guys are making their pit stops here, I do want to mention the 089 of John Odenbacher will receive your lucky dog. Unfortunately, he went down a lap right before that caution came out. So he is going from 2 to 1 instead of 1 to the lead lap here. So he will still be 1 lap down.
You're going to keep an eye on the race off pit road. Looks like Bryceman's going to win it again. Walls, 24-167. Whoa, that was a big calamity there at the exit of pit lane.
Look at Nathan Little out in 7th. Nice pit stop. Chad up to picked up a spot there on pit lane. A couple of these drivers trading positions towards the back here. Yeah, and according to our data here, the pit stop for the 46 was exactly 1 second quicker than the 29's pit crew, and that's where Sean Brightsman has been able to get his positions. He's been able to get him on pit lane, and Mark Walls has eventually gotten the spot back, but not after a couple of laps have passed. So right now, Mark Walls has led 31 laps so far. Sean Brightsman, has led 17, coming to 18 as they crossed the line just now. So they've led the majority of this race, the entire race. I might add, no one else has led a lap. And the only lead changes, as I just mentioned, came on pit lane for Brightsman twice now. And the third lead change came from the 29 on the track. Looks like the 13 of Nicholas Bishop is going to take a wave around. That will put him, I believe, from 3 to 2 laps down. And for the most part, they've kept it clean throughout the day. We have 15 drivers on the lead lap here.
Except for the Burke that we lost early and Fletcher from his wreck. Actually Fletcher has left us as well. I did not see that. But everyone else is running a good run.
Yeah, Fletcher just decided to call it a night. So we now have 2 drivers that are officially out of this race and will receive D and Fs. And that is, like you just said, the 28 of William Fletcher and the 53 of Carl Burke. Drew Lalonde is scored on the racetrack. He did not put down a qualifying effort as he has decided to be an admin in this race. So we do have 20 trucks entered into this session, but only 19 started the race, and only 17 are still active, with 15 on the lead lap. Bunch of numbers, just throwing them all out there. We apologize. Yeah, we like to give you guys updates to give you a good picture, because you can't always keep track of everything when the bar is constantly scrolling for you guys. We want to give you as much information as possible. And I do want to mention, while we are still on a caution here, lights are off of the pace car. They will go around one more time before taking the green. Next Thursday, it is round 2 of the chase, and the top 6 will move on for the Hungry Dragon 150 at Texas Motor Speedway. That'll be 100 laps here. And it looks like right now that those last spots are still up for grabs. I'm looking at these names. We have Mark Walsh, who's pretty much locked in. Sean Brightsman is pretty much locked in. Wayne Hutchinson, Gary LaViolette, Brian Barnes, Dee Palmer, Jeff Stabnow, Andrew Williams, all in the back there, all running right around each other. This is going to be very close for those 2 positions that will not move on to next week.
Yeah, right now we're looking at the 4 of Brian Barnes and the 67 of Andrew Williams not moving on as of right now. Or between the 67 and 68. Probably about 1 or 2 points of separation there if I'm doing my math right in my head. But
yeah.
I don't math.
Who's that?
What's a math? Yeah, we
right. Hey,
we will get this updated for you guys at the end. We'll try and get you the absolute 100% guys that are moving on. But for now, we still have 25 laps to go.
Yep, coming to 24 at the stripe. Pace car is off. Brightsman down and away. Decent restart, but as we saw last time, about 13, 14 laps into the run, he started to fade, and the 29 started to gain and eventually passed him on that last green flag stop. So Brightsman going to have to try and save a little bit of tire while maintaining that lead.
Yeah, looks like the top 5 really have gotten clear right now. Top 6 is the 42 of Nathan Littles, just trying to get out in front of the 23 of Dee Palmer. He looks like he was about to settle in line, and looks like he might try a pass here as they're battling up in front of him. Oh, the 1 of Wayne Hutchinson losing some time right there.
And the 7 truck did just a little bit of a bobble right in front of the 4 truck. Oh, and they're 3 wide with Chad Barker on the inside. Looks like Brian Barnes is gonna keep fighting. I thought he was gonna back out of that. But no, he decided to keep on racing it.
Yeah, Chad Barker is racing like he needs a spot in the next round, but he doesn't. He is not in the chase. Brian Barnes is, however, so keep an eye on them as they're trying to come up through the field here. The 42 still battling with the 23 of D. Palmer, dequalified here in 7th place, and he is 7th right now, so steady race for him so far. The 42, though, Nathan Little has gained a few spots since the beginning of this race, but now losing one to the 23.
Wow. Watching the battle for third right here, the 67 and the 24. Andrew Williams trying to get back to the back bumper of that 24 truck. Has Wayne Hutchinson in tow along with him.
Oh, Chad. Well, he's going to go right up in the middle.
Well, there it goes again. Tree wide.
He's like, I'll find a way.
Yeah, Chad Barker here is testing it. Looks like he's going to try and back out a little bit. The 18 of Chad Barker, he's not just stealing Kyle Busch's number, he is stealing Kyle Busch's mentality, because anytime he wants to bring it 3 wide, he absolutely will.
I would lead that back to Jamie Mack's mentality, because
my gosh, yeah.
Good point. Good point there. As Brian Barnes looks like he's trying to benefit from the 18's mishap here. So the 18, though, look at his run to the corner, going to give him a little tail slap. Oh, man.
You know, your bumper needs a little more green. Let me help you.
Yeah, someone let the 18 know that this is not bumper cars.
Brian Barnes pushing up a little bit, almost into the driver's side panel of the 42. I don't know.
Spotter communication is definitely entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so. I'm looking at this 3-car battle right now. The 24 of Jeff Stabnow, the 67 of Andrew Williams, and the 1 of Wayne Hutchinson. They are bumper to bumper to bumper here for 3rd through 5th right now on the racetrack. And the 23 of D. Palmer trying to make his way up into that battle as well.
Yeah, we just passed the 20 to go threshold. Brightsman still out in front of Walls by a couple of tenths. But that's where pretty much everybody else is now. The 1 coming to the inside of Andrew Williams. Wayne Hutchinson trying to retake that 4th position.
Yeah, something in me keeps saying that Andrew Williams, he knows the situation he's in. He knows that he has to get as high as he can. He can't just settle for a top 5. He can't just settle for a top 10, because every single other chaser is right there with him. So he has to gain a few more positions to guarantee himself a spot into the next round.
I just watched Chad Barker do the ultimate Brightsman. That was an impressive save he did. He aproned it, caught it, and slid it almost into the door of the Ford truck. It walked up 2 lanes plus, and his save, but able to keep that thing going. That was impressive driving.
Yeah, the 23 of D. Palmer diving it in there. Sorry, that was an impressive dive. I do want to mention, looks to me like we have a fan favorite here tonight, and the 23 of D. Palmer have a couple of picks to win from some people in our chat here. So big shout out to the 23 of D. Palmer. You see, is trying his best to pass the 67 of Andrew Williams there on the bottom. Looks like he almost
24 in the
there.
wall in front of him. Stab now. Oh no!
Whoa! Drew! There went that.
Yeah, he took some heavy damage. That 23 of D. Palmer was trying his best to get around the 24, but it just wasn't happening there. Who benefits the most from that is the 67 of Andrew Williams. Going to gain 2 spots from that. Look at Gary LaViolette moving up through the field as well.
24 was getting passed by the 1 truck, and he just rolled it up the hill and right into the wall, and that's what started the whole thing.
Got a pack of 5 trucks here, all under a blanket, it seems.
That's definitely going to hurt the 23's momentum here. Commentator's curse, if you will. But 24 rocking that flying V spoiler. And going to go to the inside of Stab now. D. Palmer trying to make the truck stick on the bottom. Going to be able to do so. Here comes Barker, though. Full head of steam.
Twinkie's going to try to put his green filling right in the middle.
There we go. Oh, that pushed up into him.
Yeah, Jeff Stabnow has to be careful right now because Andrew Williams is only 5 points behind him. That's 5 spots on the racetrack. Right now, it's not looking good for the 24 if he doesn't catch that truck, because right now, the 67 of Andrew Williams is holding the 4th spot very, very solidly right now.
Oh, man, just watch these trucks bob and weave. Little is trying to find a way to get to the front again. These guys not liking to be the meat in this sandwich.
Ooh, and there he goes.
He turned him. There it is.
2 chase drivers. The 68 will get some damage from the inside wall. The 24 will just catch his truck, but he does have some damage from early on. I absolutely expect everyone to bring it in again, though. That was impressive. Sean Brightsman stayed out front, kept that lead. He will go into the pit lanes here if he decides to pit in the lead. We'll see what kind of pit stop he can put down then. See if anyone tests 2 tires here. I don't know. That'd be really risky. Everyone just now catching the pace car. I think drivers are starting to take a deep breath here. They know they're going to have about 10 laps to go when they take the green. And that is a good run here at Auto Club. Everyone getting caught up now.
Sorry, I was just going back and trying to see what started that wreck. That pack was running so close together, and looks like, I don't know if that was netcode or what happened. All of a sudden, the 2 trucks just came together with a little bit of bobble from each driver, and just spun the 24 around 68 in there, and just they washed it into the infield.
Yeah, and that will absolutely put the 68 and 24 on the bubble to not make it into the next round of the chase. They are going to have to repair some of that damage and try to gain some spots here. And it does look like every single driver on the lead lap came in here. As they are pitting, I want to mention 089 of John Onbacher will receive the lucky dog again, and he will put himself back on the lead lap. So that will make 16 drivers on the lead lap here.
Barker, 2 tires. We come off in second.
What?
Brightsman, Walls, looks like Palmer, and then Hutchinson.
Hutchinson and then Palmer, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Williams. Barnes moving up a little bit, trying to gain a few spots here. Little Nick Kuhn, the 19, haven't mentioned him much this race. Having a solid race in the top 10. Brett Johnson. Ryan Maines. Jeff Stabnow getting a few spots. He didn't take any time at all to repair some of his damage. I think he might have used his fast repair because that looks like a clean truck. Yes, he did, and I'm looking back on the 68. He should have used that fast repair, and he did as well. So these drivers that were just involved in that incident, chase drivers, both have fresh cars here. They're going to have to really focus and try and pass as many cars as possible.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for the 68 and for the 24, both having a fantastic run tonight. Well, hopefully they'll be able to make up a few more laps. Meanwhile, Chad Barker, Mr. 2-Tire. Was that Barnes that was pulling off for a while?
Burke.
Burke, yeah, Carl Burke. 2-Tire, and all of a sudden he'd and make it work. So let's see if Barker can do it.
I don't know. They got just about almost 9 laps green on those left side tires. So,
who needs left side?
You think
guys,
he was loose before?
Right.
Speaking of the 18, guess who I have on the radio right now? Chad Barker, you got us?
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Well, walk us through this, because what is going through your mind? 2-tire stop. You're on the outside on the front row with about 10 laps to go on this restart. What's going on here?
The only thing that matters is a win. I ain't in the points, so we got to do what we got to do.
Oh, I love you, Chad. You are my hero.
Well, I mean, what have I got to lose?
Exactly. I love it.
That's a fair point.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else would agree with you, but that's definitely a fair point. Do you have anything specific you're gonna try here, or are you just gonna stick it in and see if it sticks?
That's all I'm gonna do.
I got you.
We'll see how
Alright,
it
man.
goes.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, you still have another lap to go, even though everyone's doubled up for some reason. You guys have not taken the one to go yet. You should get it this time
Well,
by, but Chad, we wish you the best of luck. We'll let you go back to racing, but try and have some fun out there, okay?
I will do. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. And again, that was the 18 of Chad Barker. I had to go talk to him on the radio a little bit because that was such an interesting stop there. I think Chad wanted to honor Carl Burke after getting out of this race. Normally, Carl Burke is our two-tire stop guy, but unfortunately, he has not had the chance to do that, and I think Chad Barker's just honoring him a little bit.
This is a checkers or wreckers moment.
I agree, and Chad Barker, he did say he's got nothing to lose. However, he's got a teammate behind him that has everything to lose, and that is the one of Wayne Hutchinson. So Chad Barker really has to get a good restart here because, again, the one of Wayne Hutchinson is in the chase, and he is absolutely not locked in. So depending on what can go here, it's going to be interesting.
Well, not just that, but right behind them and on the inside line is D. Palmer as well, who's also chase bound. So possibly here. So, you got to watch what you do. It should be fun.
Absolutely. I'm going, I think I'm going to have to go with the 46 on this one. Sean Breitzman, I think, has the truck to beat. Mark Wallace just as fast, but I think Sean has the spot.
Yeah, Sean is better on the short. Wallace is better on the long, and there's no long game left.
Nope, we're going to come back to 10 to go when we hit the stripe. This time by the pace car is going to roll us through turn 4 yet again on the night. This is about to get real, folks.
If it wasn't the reels before, it's the reels now. All right, group them up.
Time to put up or shut up. And you can definitely see team orders in effect right there.
Oh, looks like the 42 of Nathan Little missed a shift. That's going to cause just complete chaos back there. But for now, the top 3 are clear. First battle is for the 1 and the 23 in 4th position. The 67 has something to say about it, as well as the 67, of Andrew Williams trying to get that spot.
Yeah, and it's looking pretty good right there. The 67 working down the back straight. Right now he's in battle for the lead though. Mark Walls underneath Sean Price. We're gonna push up just a tad. Oh, he got into him.
There's some teammate love.
And here comes D. Palmer with a run. But
Chad Barker. Chad Barker's going for the inside pass.
Yeah, Chad is on 2 tires. He's got about 14 laps, or not 14. He's probably got about 20 laps on that on those left sides. So he's got to be careful here. The 46 trying to hold it there on the outside.
Definitely gonna be able to do that. Barker just throwing it in there.
He
trying
don't
to make sure
care.
something sticks. Here comes Breitzman on the outside of Walls though.
Walls run through a block. Thought better of it. Let's see make it continue his run without messing it up. Chad Burke, look at that. He is chasing him down.
This is gonna get good.
Oh, he is looking in the middle. Oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, you don't give Chad Barker the middle. Don't let Chad Barker go 3 wide. I think that is not going to work out for anyone.
Never let Chad Barker come in your middles.
Oh. All right, you just opened the door for that one. These guys are still battling on the racetrack.
Speaking of doors,
like the 46 trying to side draft a little bit, but the 29 was there, and here comes the 18.
Speaking of a door,
29 cuts him off. Oh, man, the 18 challenging, trying to stay down there. The 29 can't hold it through the bottom. Here comes the 46. Can he get the run up off? Oh,
Yeah,
just going to be able to do it.
Oh, and Palmer is closing in on the group as well. Look at him reeling them in along with
1,
Wayne.
the 67, the 4, the 19, all trying to catch up to these leaders.
His 29-46 running side by side is slowing both of them down. Oh, Walls is kissing the apron.
Yeah, that's close. If you get very close to the apron, you can have one of the best runs off the corner, but if you touch it, that could cause complete chaos for the back of the field here.
There's no better way to explain it. You did. You big junk.
Right.
Yeah, that's one way. That's one way to say it. I'm telling every time that Mark Walls dives into turn one, I keep seeing some smoke. I'm not quite sure what that's from.
It's the asphalt, the way it's painted.
Oh, is
I
it?
think the same thing. I had to change my camera. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's
Yeah,
the track surface,
it can
not
deceive
the
you.
truck.
It can deceive you here. 46 not giving up.
Oh,
this is time to the
46
top.
lost something there. Wow, get it.
Oh man, the 18. Can he complete that pass? It looks like he will. Will he close the door though? 46 just
I don't think
there.
he's going to be able to get there. This is what the 29 wants
Let
to
it
see.
slide up. Let it slide
5
up.
to go. At the line last time by.
Worth mentioning,
Barker.
the 67 of Andrew Williams needs more spots, guys. He needs a couple more spots to put Jeff Stabnow out of the next round. Keep an eye on that as the 18's getting challenged by the 46.
Here comes Bryceman. Hopefully he didn't wear out too much of that tire running on the outside. Here comes Barker back. Fighting.
Not giving up. Barker is just balls to the walls. D. Palmer taking the apron line across the start-finish line.
You got to do something different.
Gotta find it. Gotta find it now. Come up with 3 to go.
Yeah, while this is going on, guys, I'm watching the battle back here real quick. The 24 of Jeff Stabnow is battling with 2 drivers. Jeff needs those positions to look better in the chase, and he is just having a tough time.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Oh, Barker.
Oh,
sorry.
here comes Barker again.
we've got
Almost
battle all
collected
over the
up to
racetrack.
46.
Looks like D. Palmer almost slapped the wall there. Here comes the 67 of Andrew Williams. Needing to pick up some spots here. He has to pick up some spots for the end of this race here. Ooh, D. Palmer has to back out of it under the 18. 67 gonna wash up. Gotta be careful in that corner.
Ooh.
And the 4 truck, look who's here.
Yeah, Brian Barnes, mentioned him early on. He normally comes up through the field. Glad to see him here. He's trying to make a very good run up into the top end of the field here. 23 side by side with the 1.
All right, coming to the stripe this time. 2 to go. Got Walls out in front. Bright's been trying to make a run back, but then you have 2x2 action behind him with the 1, 23, 67, and the 4. Williams definitely needs to pick up at least one more spot. The 24 did get around the 42.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for the 67. Unless something happens between the battle of the 1 and the 23, Andrew Williams might just be out of it. Gonna watch that battle. The 23 moving up. Can the 67 get there?
And 46 and 18 are closing back up on Mark Walls again.
Thing is, too, you got to watch for Brian Barnes as well. He's lost a couple of spots. White flag in the air, though, for Mark Walls.
67 under the 23 of D. Palmer. Can the 67 get that position? He's not going to be able to close the door. Not going to be able to do it. And here comes the 19.
And 18 is driving himself on the outside of the 46. He is doing this. Nothing but foot on the gas and white knuckle around this corner. This is amazing.
All right, coming out of turn number
there
4.
he goes,
18.
Ooh.
Almost into the wall there, but to no avail. Mark Walls is going to win here at Auto Club.
Yeah, not only that, guys. The 67 lost it out of turn 4. Lost a couple positions. The 24 gained a position at the end. The 7 hit the wall. Brett Johnson hit the wall off of 4. So we had so many things going on there on the last lap. We're gonna let people settle in here. We will get you what the chase will look like here. But for now, Mark Walls taking the win here at Auto Club.
Yeah, judging by my calculations, we're looking at the 67 and the 68 being eliminated from the chase. We're going to wait for the official word, but you'll be getting your results up here pretty soon. Going to run down those and get to some driver interviews here. All right, and here are your unofficial results from the Sarge's Place 150 here at the Auto Club Speedway. You got the 29 to Mark Walls, your winner here tonight. Sean Brightsman in second, 18 to Chad Barker. 2 tires stop at the end. Going to come home in third. Wayne Hutchison fourth, and D. Palmer rounding out your top 5. You got Nick Kuhn with an amazing run in sixth. Ryan Barnes seventh. Andrew Williams, unfortunately, I believe he's going to come up short in eighth. Ninth is Jeff Stabnow in 10th. Nathan Little, Brett Johnson in 11th. Ryan Maines 12th. John Ottenbacher 13th. Andy Vogt in 14th. 15th went to Gary LaViolette. And last truck on the lead lap in 16th was Brandon Weinberg. Nicholas Bishop 17th, 2 laps down. 18th, 19th, and 20th all retired. That's William Fletcher, Carl Burke, and active admin Drew Lalonde going to round out your field in 20th.
Well, yeah, Drew Lalonde decided to not run this race and be an admin. That's obviously something he's more than welcome to do. And we had a pretty solid race, the top 15 at the end, after about 10 laps, all finished within 7 seconds of each other. So it was a good race at the end there. And we are going to move right on to interviews here. We have Mr. Twinkie himself, the 18 of Chad Barker. You got us?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that run, because it looked like you were trying everything to get those top 2 positions, but it just wasn't happening there.
I was kind of shocked when I went into 3 and it held. I'm like, what? I'm staying with them? And go ahead.
That was just amazing, dude.
I still wish I had 4 tires.
No, we all thought that was just probably the worst call of the night, and oh my god, that turned out to be freaking epic.
Well, I'm glad I gave you guys something fun to watch. For a minute, I thought I had a chance. I thought I could at least get Sean, but he did the smart thing and he forced me high on the last lap. If I could have been underneath him, I think I could have got him. But he did the right thing in his seat and kept me to the outside.
Nope, you did great. That was definitely entertaining to watch, and thank you for doing it because that was fun, dude.
Well, like I said, I got nothing to lose, and third wasn't worth it, but whatever.
All right, man. Well, hey, haven't seen you up here in a while, so give some shout outs to your peoples.
I got to thank Dog Bear Racing, Drew and Gary, Ray Partridge for allowing us to be part of this team, and Wayne put a lot into this setup, and he and I put a lot into it, to tweaking it, practice. So, and Brett and Nate for testing it out with us and seeing what we could do, and of course all of our sponsors, which, like you said, I haven't been here in a while. I don't remember. Sim Stuff for one, for sure. OCTV for being here. Volt Vapes, Hungry Dragon, Walls Beard Co. Everybody who is a part of this series. It's a blast. I'm glad I came back tonight.
All right, man. We'll go party up with the team, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Most likely, yes.
Sweet.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. And again, that's the 18 of Chad Barker finishing in third tonight after that. What's the word I'm looking for? Random 2 tires change there at the end. But hey, look, it worked out for him. Third, he was going to be around there anyway, so why not? And again, like he said, wasn't in the chase, so worth the shot to try and get the win. And we're going to move on to the guy that finished right in front of him, the 46 of Sean Brightsman. You got us?
Got you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Well, talk us through the end of that race there, because it seemed like after the interesting decision by the 18 to take 2 tires, you all of a sudden had another person to deal with.
Boy, did we ever have another person to deal with. That was a hell of a run by Chad. To hear that he was on 2 tires after that blows my mind. He was bad fast. So that definitely threw a monkey in the wrench there, right there, into Mark and I battling it out.
Well, man, that was a great race. You two up front had very little of the issues that plagued basically everyone from third on back, which was that incredibly burnt out tire loose condition. What did you guys do? What did you do differently that made your trucks that much better than everyone else over those longer runs?
I really think it was just the hours and countless laps and countless chatter between three of us there, just trying to figure it out, bouncing the setup between Jeff, and then I'd take it and play with it for 150 laps, and then Mark would tweak it some more, and so it was just, I think, a complete collective effort there at Wicked Chassis to get our chassis pretty wicked.
That was impressive, man. It was great to watch you run, and it was really really fun to watch Chad try to put his nose up in there with you.
Yeah, I have to agree. That was a lot of fun. Great race in the top three there that we had a nice little battle, and I'm sure as heck glad that Chad did that, because that may have put something in my pocket for maybe another race that we might be able to do two tires on. And
All right, man. Well, hey, we're gonna have some fun later on tonight. So you guys give some shout outs, and we're gonna go drink some beer.
heck yeah, I just got to say thanks to Sarge's Place for sponsoring the race tonight. Thanks to you guys at OCTV for broadcasting it. Obviously, the truck sponsor, Walls Beard Co., and everybody at Wicked Chassis. We work hard and appreciate everything they do.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you, two guys.
Yeah, much appreciated. That is the 46 of Sean Brightsman, finishing in second position after leading 34 laps here tonight. But someone that led the most, 41 laps on the night, finished in first, and winning this race is Mark Walls. Hey, Mark, you got us?
10-4.
Fantastic. Well, go ahead and just tell us about this race. It seemed like you were pretty solidly leading very early on, and then all of a sudden, Sean Brightsman on pit lane, just his pit crew was killing it tonight, and he was able to get the lead twice from you on there, but you were able to earn it back each time. And walk us through it.
Yeah, I think before the race started, we swapped pit crews. I think he got my pit crew by mistake. No, I mean, his pit stops were flawless. They would drop good half a second before mine, so it was definitely a battle having him come out in the lead after every caution, knowing that we're two great equals trying to go at it. So the strategy then clicks in, let him run for a few, and then use that tire strategy to your advantage, and it paid off the longer we ran.
Yeah, that was impressive. You once again, class of the field, man. You ran that car, and like I was telling Brightsman, your guys' setups are so nice over those long runs. You're not losing out those tires. So my hat's off. You've done a great job on those setups yet again.
Yeah, the whole team, man, the whole team at Wicked Chassis, dude, we spent hours trying to dial this thing in, bouncing ideas back and forth, and having everybody get in on it was definitely the winning factor. I consider that a huge team win. I mean, at one point we had the top three, so real strong power. But what about Chad Barker?
What?
2 tires, man. 2 tires, and he was rolling strong.
If that race was one lap shorter, he probably would have gotten second.
Oh man, I was waiting for him to take it 3 wide and just roll. I couldn't believe the speed he had on 2 tires. It was unreal.
Yep, that was definitely those last 10 laps were something real fun for us as broadcasters to watch and to call out, because that was just a move we all thought, no, that was just stupid.
No, I mean, it's a good track to do it. And when I saw the speed he had right away, I knew, well, I got to go. I got to make the move on Sean as quick as I can. And when we started getting 3 wide, I mean, nobody was giving nothing. We were just driving as hard as we could.
That was awesome. All right, man. Well, speaking of being awesome, tell us about who you want to give some shout outs to, and let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Big thanks to Sarge's Place for putting on our sponsorship for tonight's race. They do a lot for the series. They've been on board right from the get-go, so awesome to see them come back and sponsor another race in the series. I thank you guys at OCTV. I hope that finish was awesome. I mean, Dega to start it off. We go to Auto Club with a 3-wide battle for elimination round. I mean, I don't know. We go to Texas and Phoenix. Who knows what happens? Big shout out to Walls Beard Co. back in Victory Lane. We had to work for that one. We drove our tail off, and big thanks again to Wicked Chassis. Without those guys, I mean, the effort that everyone puts in, we wouldn't be where we were.
All right, man. Looking forward to the next race. We'll look forward to the official points being released here soon, and figure out who has made it to the next round of this playoff format.
10-4.
All right. Have a great night.
All right.
Yeah, much appreciated. That is the 29 of Mark Walls bringing it home for the win tonight at Auto Club Speedway. He is correct. Our next race next Thursday for this series will be the round 2 of the chase. The top 6 will move on. We do have an unofficial announcement about that, and it is the fact that 2 drivers have been eliminated and will not move on, and that is the 68 of Gary LaViolette and the 67 of Andrew Williams. A reminder that is unofficial until they were able to manually do the points, verify, and assuming that there are no penalties after this race, those 2 drivers will be eliminated, which in the end will leave the 6 moving on to be Mark Walls, Sean Brightsman, Gary Hutchinson, Brian Barnes, Dee Palmer, and Jeff Stabnow. Well, Dono, I don't have any other. I don't think I have any other thoughts for the end of this race, other than that was crazy with the move from Chad Barker. What happened from Gary LaViolette, and I don't know if we had a chance to update our viewers on what happened to the 68. We saw he was involved with a wreck from the 24, but even worse than that, when we announced the 42 had missed a shift on the restart, that caught the 68
Did
in a
we do
black
a
flag situation.
recap of
Gary,
finishers?
not knowing if the admin was going to waive it, backed out and could not gain any positions from there. And because of it, Gary finished in 15th. Really, really, really unfortunate for him. And because of that, he will not be able to move on. But we do wish him luck. And we went through the finishing order for you guys and gave you the final results. You saw throughout the race, it seemed we had the top 5 really just stayed there. The majority of the race, with very, very few exceptions. Really unfortunate for the 28 of William Fletcher, just didn't have it there at the end. He ended up 35 laps down after making a DNF.
That was
really
my,
rough because he was so quick early on.
That was my call for early this race. I thought he looked good in practice, looked good in qualifying. I'm kind of sad that he didn't make it, but overall, as you were saying, just a phenomenal race. Most people dread racing at these tracks, but there is a challenge to it. The drivers on the middle end of each one of those runs were having to wheel their trucks, and we got to see who could do it and who couldn't. And man, that was a hoot load of fun.
Fantastic. Well, unfortunately, Wes had to go really quick, so we're going to go sign off for you guys here. Catch us next week in this series. It'll be the Hungry Dragon 150 at Texas Motor Speedway, 100 laps, the top 6 in the chase. We have 2 races to go until the last race of the season. This is going to be an incredible series moving on as we go through the last 3 races here. Looking forward to that, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. For Donovan Johns here, Katie Reed, Tony Knuckles on the 1s and 2s producing, Wes the Mess dipping out on us. We will catch you guys next week.